Let's start with the Padres. It appears Ha-Seong Kim is gone. I hear the Giants are meeting with him this week. Now, Kim is a unique set of circumstances. A, because he's represented by Scott Boras, which means that price tag goes up. B, he's coming off his own torn labrum surgery. He might not be ready to play till June 1st. So the question is, what kind of contract gets structured for him? So stay tuned for that. Second item, Padres meetings are this week, might be today. A.J. Preller, the CEO representing the Seidler Equity Group, Eric Grupner, the Padres CEO, to determine what the budget will be. If they kept everybody that was on this roster, because there's 7 guys that have to get pay bumps, if they kept everybody, John, the payroll would go from 169 to at least 203. I don't think they want to go over $200 million payroll. I think they'd much rather keep it in the 170 range. So they need to come up with a dollar figure, but then that's going to impact who stays, who goes. I believe Profar's gone. I believe Profar's going to ask for 3 years, $30 million, $10 million per. I don't think they're going to give a guy who had one great season, the rest of his life was a utility man. I don't think they're going to give him $10 million per year. So I think Profar and Kim are probably out the door. But they're not talking about it, but the Padres have reopened talks with the White Sox about pitcher Garrett Crochet. Now, he's somebody who's controllable for a couple of more years before he becomes a free agent. He's got electric stuff. However, the price is going to be steep. White Sox want 2 top prospects and an established major leaguer. I'm led to believe the Padres, if they get to that line in the sand to make the specific offer, are going to try to get the White Sox to say Cronenworth, and they're going to have to give up Campusano, and then they have to give up one of the top young pitchers. Now, I don't know that that's a great deal. It alleviates some of the money issue with Cronenworth's long-term contract, but you got to pay Crochet. But Crochet is obviously an established front of the rotation type guy. I think the big thing for the Padres is what do you do if you lose Higashioka to the Yankees, and that's one of the other rumors that he might be going back home. If you lose Higgy and you trade Campusano, what are you doing for your catcher next year? Because Salas is not ready. So the Padres, one thing might lead to something else. The other item, Padres just released 30 minor leaguers. They gutted the farm system of fringe guys, no real marquee names amongst any of the guys they let go, but that opens the window for them to go into the marketplace and sign some career 4A players, some guys that are on the open market coming off other clubs that maybe you give an opportunity to. AJ Preller's always been good at finding those type of guys. So those are all the storylines as it relates to the Padres. Yankees, Juan Soto in Los Angeles, going to meet with Steve Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, middle of this week. That's item 1. Yankees, meanwhile, have already had conversations with Peter Alonso. That's the fallback if Soto jumps ship and goes cross town to the New York Mets. Yankees have opened talks with former Angel and Philly closer Carlos Estevez. I think they're going to move on him pretty quickly. Their bullpen was kind of a weak part of everything last season. Red Sox, Teoscar Hernandez. So how does that bat look at Fenway Park to you?
Really good.
Yeah. So they're going after him. Red Sox reportedly are also interested in Blake Snell. However, Teoscar is asking for 3 years, $70 million. That's why I don't think the Dodgers are going to keep him. He made $23 million this past season at 33 homers, 99 ribbies. But Teoscar, big bat, green monster, Fenway Park makes a lot of sense. And Blake Snell's price tags are going to come down. Nobody's going to pay him $31 million. I've been told 5 years, $155 million is what he might be trying to get to, but I think the realistic figure is 5 years, $125. Red Sox need a veteran anchor to the rotation because it was kind of a hodgepodge last season in a transition season. Blake Snell, I think, would be a good addition to the Boston Red Sox staff. Last one is the St. Louis Cardinals. This is kind of hard to believe, but they desperately need pitching. And they've got guys in their farm system that are coming who can play everyday position. They're shopping Nolan Arenado, the third baseman.
Wow.
The perennial power hitter, Gold Glove. Now, Offensively, his statistics have tailed the last 2 seasons. He's also has some nagging injury problems. Still got time left on the clock. I think he's got 3 years left on his contract, a pretty pricey contract. But Cardinals are willing to move him if they can get some more young pitching there. So, John, you got Cronenworth on the trade block. You've got what the Yankees are going to do. You got the Teoscar situation. You got Soto. You got Arenado. The floor is yours.
Wow, so there's a lot there. I mean, Cronenworth in a package deal is kind of interesting. I agree with you. Ha-Seong Kim is gone. It is a nice fit for him in San Francisco. I mean, that could work out really well, and he's buddies with the center fielder there, so that could work. Wouldn't it be a huge drop off for the Yankees if they lose Soto after all these trades and giving up all this talent, and you end up with Pete Alonso as a fallback position? I mean, that's just a rotten place to be. The Arenado news is shocking. Because it just seemed like, Cardinal fan really appreciated Arenado and everything he brought to the table. Why would they let him go? But seeing crazy things, people moving players around, getting their budget in line.
Well, getting the budget in line, but getting pitching. St. Louis, did not make the playoffs again. Their attendance has gone down 3 straight years. And the Cardinals farm system, which produced a lot of everyday players, notably a bunch of really good outfielders, all those guys have been traded or moved on. So Cardinals got to go get some pitching. Arenado might be the right place. Now they got to find somebody who's got multiple young arms that's willing to make that kind of deal. By the way, a sidebar on all the conversation about Teoscar, Fenway Park, Boston. If the Dodgers let him leave, the Dodgers are talking to Anthony Santander, the power hitting outfielder from the Orioles, and they're talking to Tyler O'Neill, ex-Cardinal, with the Red Sox last year, hit a bunch of home runs. I don't know who the Dodger outfielders are right now. I can't name Dodger outfielders right now if Teoscar vacates.
Yeah, and then you have no Mookie and right, and you're not sure who's playing center. So, I mean, just an embarrassment of riches there. But, Santander, that dude is legit.
Concur. So those are news and notes in baseball. So Fans Forum chat box is open. Looking for Dodger fans. Jump on board. Your reaction to Sasaki, Ohtani. You want to talk about these names we just posted on the board here in the Major League Baseball notebook? Jump on board now so you can get in line to ask baseball questions, make a statement during our Fans Forum segment. We move on.